Hello and welcome back to Emergent Technology. I'm Andrew, thanks for joining me today on this channel. I did a video recently about Peak Design and the travel tripod's ball head and some issues that we had with that. And much to my surprise, there was actually a little bit of coverage about that, and I got what I thought was a very good response from the founder of Peak Design, which you can see in the links below. Now, today I want to talk about another piece of Peak Design equipment that is actually one of the more common and one of the more widely used pieces of Peak Design stuff that they make, which is the sort of capture clip system and the plates that are sort of universal to the Arca Swiss design. And the nice thing about these plates is that they're very low profile. They go on with hardware. Once they're on there, they're just really solid. They have little spots for the anchors that go on as well. And the problem that we've had with these is that after a few weeks of having one of these plates on your camera, you unscrew it and there's residue that's left on the camera. And I'm going to demonstrate this for you in just a second here. But what you're going to see is I'm going to take this plate off. And this plate's only been on here, you know, a couple days. This is a second body I got, Canon R6. And I had one of these left over from my 7D Mark II, which I took it off and then put a new plate on. So upon discovering this, I reached out to Peak Design's customer service, and here's what their response says. What it is a plasticizer that helps keep the rubber sort of grip nice and pliable and nice and grippy on your camera body. And what happens is that under pressure, as you cinch down the plate to the camera body, it leaks. It kind of extrudes oil out of the rubber or plastic itself. Hopefully, I'm not the only one that sees a problem with this. Many of these cameras have cracks and edges. It's just part of how cameras are made. Nothing is a solid unibody in the sense that they're fully impermeable from dust or liquid. Some cameras have an IP rating that limit their exposure or their susceptibility to exposure to certain elements like dust and moisture. But I still have concerns about oil getting all over my camera. I don't know what it's made out of. I'm not familiar with plasticizer as a chemical material, and I don't want it spreading around. It's really, really thin stuff. It's almost watery looking, but it's got this oily consistency that once you get it on your fingers, it spreads very, very thin. So come with me, let's go ahead and take the plate off the camera and you'll see what I'm talking about here. Okay, so what you see here is as we take off the plate from the camera, you see a little bit of wetness on that plate itself on the anti-slip pad. And then on the camera, what you see is kind of a shadow or an outline of where that anti-slip pad contacted the camera itself. And I should note that the longer the pad stays attached to the camera, the more of this plasticizer leaks out. And what you're seeing here is, again, only about a week's worth of contact with the camera. And the longer this goes on, the more plasticizer you see. Basically, it gets worse the longer you leave it. And I am concerned about this kind of intruding on camera components and just getting all over the place. I don't personally like to have oil all over my fingers or my camera while I'm out shooting, especially if I don't have a place to wash my hands or use a solvent. And I really, really don't want to be using solvent on my camera gear itself. So this was a shorter video in comparison to the last one, but if you made it this far, thank you very much for watching Emergent Technology. I hope you are able to subscribe to the channel and follow this channel for more technology-related content. Thanks again for stopping by, and cheers.